Well, I'm in Georgia today. It's up here for business. About a 17-inch couple pounder. Fishing in this lake that actually was right across the street from my hotel. Got about 10 fish out of here in the last 3 days. It's my last day here. I've only caught 2 decent ones, that one and one other. Most of the fish in here have been like 13 inches, but I'm having a good time. I was able to get a fishing license here, a 3-day fishing license. That's about how long I've been here. Real nice. Somebody's messed with me. This is all kind of a hotel area. There's a golf course across the street. But not big fish, but catching them pretty good this morning. Like I said, I've caught about 5 this morning, lost 2. That's the first decent one today I've caught. And I caught 1 decent one the other day. So, hey, what's going on? On my way back to Florida. Right at over the Florida line, coming back from Georgia, at a rest stop, eating some food. Wanted to cover a little bit about the baits I used the last 3 days. Now I know I showed them a little bit earlier. One is this perfect worm rig. I'm using 3/8 ounce with a 4/0 hook. 4 ounce works pretty good with the weight already being on there. I will say, because of the weight being stationary like this, kind of like the same thing with shaky heads or those types of things, you tend to lose a lot of worms. They don't slide up the hook and go up the line like they would other times, so that means you end up swapping out a lot of worms. But it's convenient and works fairly well. Very, very good going through cover, didn't have much problems. I used trick worms. So this is watermelon red flake with chartreuse tails, Zoom trick worm, non-salted. And the non-salted is important because it makes the worm float in the water. So rigging real easy, just like any Texas rig style or weedless rig. Put it through the nose a little bit, go around, flip it, find out about where the hook would go through the worm. Try to put my finger there, squish it up. Now it is hooked through, and I pull this back a little bit, and it's called Tex Pose, the plastic over it, so that way it's weedless. So that's the way I was fishing it. And when you're fishing with this, since it's saltless, the weight will sink to the bottom and this will float like that, and then that way the fish will come right on top and grab it, and you get a hook set on it. So just kind of, you can pop it or you can drag it along, and it did really well in the water. The other bait I used was a Chatterman or Z-Man chatterbait. This is a Z-Man soft plastic. Works pretty good. It's not normal plastic, so they're real stretchy, real durable. But they still don't stay on necessarily that good, I noticed. They'll still come off after you catch a couple fish. And that's why I have it all crazy rigged. I rigged it kind of bunched up so it would keep it up, otherwise it would just slip down. So there's no keeper on this chatterbait. So it's interesting. I wonder why that is, but like a jig typically has a keeper, to keep it up. So those are the 2 baits I used. Worked really well. Caught a lot of fish, but not very big fish. They caught a lot. I do want to note my rod and reel. I use this 7-to-1 ratio reel, Bass Pro Shop, Bionic Plus, worked really well, 15-pound test. The one thing that wasn't very good is my rod. My rod is has a medium action, which means it bends like in the middle, so it's not very stiff. and that made it hard to pull the fish up out of the weeds. It bent a lot, right? So normally that would be good for using something with small hooks like the trebles. That way you're not going to rip the trebles out of the mouth of the fish. But for a solid hook, the single hook that goes in there, and then plus trying to drag it out of the weeds, you need something with more of a backbone. So something like a medium heavy with a fast action tip probably would have been better, but it's what I have, and I'm new to bait casters. It's the only reel or the rod I have that will take a bait caster. So, but this bait caster has worked really well. It has 2 brakes in it, so you have the magnetic brake on the side. You take the cover off, and there's a centrifugal clutch that you set. So, worked really well for me. Really enjoyed using this compared to like a spin caster or even a spinning reel, which I'm used to, a spinning reel, but it takes lighter line typically, and this you're able to cast really well, and it's more compact, so carrying it around or taking it places is more convenient. Otherwise, it's been a good 3 days of fishing, and good weather. It was very cloudy up in Georgia. Did rain one day, but the overcast this morning helped me out a lot. Wasn't hot, like 75 degrees or so, and it kept the sun from beating down on me, so it was really enjoyable. And of note, today is the 4th of May, so may the 4th be with you.